So is the Galaxy Watch 8 really worth the upgrade, or is it just the Watch 7 with a new coat of paint? So let's break it down. So I really like the design of the watch. It now brings the Ultra Squircle watch design to the Watch 8, and Samsung also made this year's model really thin and also very light. And the Watch 8's gorgeous Super AMOLED display now comes with a super bright 3000 nits brightness, making it really easy to use under harsh conditions, especially in bright sunlight. I also love that you now get Gemini directly on the watch, so you can use it as a super powerful assistant running awesome large language model, so it understands you like a real assistant. And you also now get 32 gigs of internal storage, so you can store more media to consume if you don't want to bring your phone along with you. And I also like the watch that is still 50 ATM water resistant, meaning you get to swim with it up to 50 meters deep, so using it in water, swimming, water sports will not kill this watch. So let's talk about things that can be better. So while the battery life is decent for a smartwatch of this genre, it's still not a very lasting watch if you want to use it for several days without bringing a charger, and we'll talk a little bit about battery life shortly. And although Gemini is great, you do need to have an active connection, so if you're using it without your phone or you don't have an LTE version of this watch, then you can't make use of it. Finally, the most obvious one is that this watch only works with Samsung phones. So if you're using a different phone and you really like this watch, then you're kinda out of luck. So the Watch 8 comes in at a few different variants without LTE. The smaller 40mm comes in at 1,299 ringgit Malaysia, and the 44mm at 1,399 ringgit. And when you have LTE, it goes up to 1,599 for the 40mm and 1,699 for the 44mm. If you find value in what you hear and like what you see, I hope that you can support the channel by subscribing to the channel and like this video, and hit the notification bell so the YouTube algorithm can pick this up. And if you want to buy this watch, do check out my links below. So Samsung rated this watch to be around 30 hours of use with always on display, but I believe this is a very light and minimal activity use. So I tested this watch as typical as I possibly can, with notifications, continuous heart rate tracking, sleep tracking, and also use it for quite a serious 2 hours GPS track mountain biking in a dense forest. And the watch lasted me a total of 30 hours and 37 minutes total without AOD turned on. So just to give you a little context, that 2 hours of GPS tracking with Strava tracking my workout used up about 26% battery life. So if you discount that tracking, you're likely going to be able to stretch it even longer. So if you love clean industrial design, I think you're going to love this watch. It's got very clean lines, and I love the brushed metal body you get at the side with the non-symmetrical circular screen. Really looks very nice. And this is what Samsung call their Squircle design. And if you have a thicker wrist, I think the 44mm model fits you really well. It doesn't look small if you're a guy with big wrists, but if you're a lady and you want something smaller, then you also get a 40mm to choose from. To be honest, I personally much prefer the non-classic model that I have here, since it's got cleaner look up front over here. The display here is also huge, and you also get an almost body-to-body coverage with very tiny bezels. And you also get a very nice 1.5-inch Super AMOLED display with a resolution of 480 by 480, so it's really sharp and very beautiful to look at. And if you use it outdoors in strong noon sunlight, you'll still be able to see it thanks to the 3000 nits display. And at the back, you get your whole bunch of sensors here, and this watch tracks your heart rate, your blood pressure, which is getting more and more popular these days, and it's also available in the older models of the Galaxy Watch. You also get ECG tracking as well as your irregular heart rhythm notification. And to charge the watch, same case here, just lay it down on a wireless charger, plug, and you're good to go. And you also get to spec your watch with multiple different types of straps, and they all use Samsung's innovative class design to securely and quickly snap it in place without sliding it here and there. And if you're familiar with Samsung's watch interface, then this is nothing new to you. So to get to the command center to control your watch, swipe from the top, and this is where you can access your different menus and settings. And to get to all your cards and health insights, swipe from the right over here, and you get to see all your different health information here. To get to your notifications or to go back one page, you can always swipe from the left, and this is where you get your notifications. And if you swipe from the bottom, you get to access your menu. So at the top here, you're going to get your frequently accessed apps, and as you scroll down, this is your entire list of apps. You can also scroll all the way to the bottom and set your wheel, and here you get to choose whether or not you want grid view or list view, and this will be the grid view. So to change the watch face, all you gotta do is just press and hold here, and you get to adjust and choose all your different watch faces. We can choose one over here. And as for the buttons, you can press and hold on the top button here to access your Google Gemini. So if I were to press and hold, you will get Gemini. And finally, press and hold on the bottom button and you get to access your Samsung wallet. So in the case of the apps with Samsung, you're going to get two different apps to use. So starting with the Samsung Health app, here you will get all your notification of your health score, and the Samsung Health consolidates info from all your wearables, including your watch, your ring, and here you get to track your steps, your workouts, your sleep score, which tells you very detailed information about your sleep, your blood O2 level, skin temperature while sleeping, and also your heart rate, and it also tells you about your sleep patterns and maps out a trend. Here you also get to start your workout, track your history and all of its information, and there are also some mindfulness activities that you can do. And under the Samsung's Wearable app, you also will see your new watch color-coded to the color that you've purchased, and you also get your battery percentage here, which is very useful. Here you also get to set the different watch faces, customize the app screen, manage the tiles as well as the quick panel when you swipe down from your watch. You also get a whole bunch of watch settings here, and you can also update your watch when there's a new firmware. Accuracy wise, I'm happy to report that this watch is really accurate, and comparing it to my usual workouts, heart rate tracking is pinpoint accurate. Not only that, when tracking my heart rate when mountain biking, the watch did not give me any false readings, meaning when I'm panting like crazy and I'm looking at my watch, I'm getting good heart rate readings around 160 to 180 beats per minute. And since I know how quickly my heart rate drops when resting, I'm also happy to say that the watch tracked it well. So if you're an athlete finding a watch you can reliably track your workouts or health information, this watch is the perfect companion. My only complaint with the sports tracking, if you know how to do it, let me know, but I can't seem to find a HIIT workout here, and I noticed that a lot of the things I do in a HIIT loop is broken down into various different sports inside the sport app selection. So for example, if I do jumping jacks, there is one that says jumping jack, but there isn't one that consolidates all my HIIT workouts together, so that's kind of weird for me. But another way that I can get around that is to use Strava, and if I use the Strava native app, it will have HIIT inside. Overall, this year you get a very nice upgrade from the Watch 7. You still get a really nice watch to buy if you don't already have the Watch 7, but it's not going to be a massive upgrade if you're coming from one. So it's still a really capable watch, and it's got everything you need to manage your health, your sleep, as well as your workouts. So if you want to check out other smartwatches that I've reviewed so far, you can click on either of this video right over here, and I'll see you over at those videos.